pictured here is clean water. That's right, clean water as declared by our government. And Americans all over the country are being asked to drink this water, although it is so heavily polluted it is being lit on fire. I'm going to talk to you today about hydraulic fracturing and why it needs to be banned in America. As an environmentalist, I've been researching this issue for years. I spend countless hours of my free time following this issue because I'm very passionate about it. I actually first learned about this issue when I traveled to France a couple years ago, and I took part of a protest against this, and I take a lot of pride in that because recently France celebrated their anniversary of the ban of this. So I'm hoping to educate you guys about this so more of you can get informed and that can happen here. So I'm going to talk to you today about the issue itself, why hydraulic fracturing needs to be banned in America, the pros about the issue as it stimulates jobs and it is a new source of energy, and the cons as it destroys the environment and people are getting sick. And then I'm going to talk to you about what needs to be done about it. But what is hydraulic fracturing? Fracking is the process of extracting natural gas from our earth. It is the process of which millions of gallons of water and thousands of chemicals are shot into the earth, thus creating a small earthquake, where the gas is extracted and sent up to the top of the earth where it is trapped and processed and sent off to light rooms like this one, although not this one. According to GasLineMovie.com, access on November 20th, 1 to 7 millions of gallons of water and thousands of chemicals are used for each drill. Now, I'm focusing on the American issue, although you can see by this chart that it is a worldwide issue. The red parts represent where it is known there is natural gas, and the tan parts represent where it is only guessed that there is natural gas, as no actual drilling has been done on those sites as of yet. Everyone in this room should care about this issue, as according to fracfocusdata.org, access on November 21st, there are currently 55,978 active wells in the United States. Now, I decided to find out just how close to home this issue is, so I did a little bit of research. I found out that the nearest location to Whitewater is in Wayne County, Illinois. Now, I don't know if any of you are from Illinois. I'm assuming some of you are, but this just proves that if nothing is done about this issue, it'll only get closer and closer to home. And I know for a fact that there is one person in this room where it is happening in their very own backyard. Now, with data provided from CFR.org, access on November 26th, there are two positives of hydraulic fracturing that are very important for our economy. According to this website, in 2012, 1.7 million jobs were created because of this practice, and over $6.3 billion in revenue were stimulated. Now, this is important, as everyone in this room should know, our economy is not in the best place right now. And according to this website, in 2020, hydraulic fracturing and unconventional oil drilling will be responsible for 3 billion jobs and $113 billion in revenue. Now, those are very positive things, and it's important that our economy keeps on growing, but the negatives seriously outweigh the positives. As I mentioned earlier, this presentation is focused on the American issue, and that's because, so far, 18 other countries have already banned this practice. That means hydraulic fracturing is not happening anywhere in any of these countries. And France is at the top of the list because they just celebrated the anniversary of 1 year with no hydraulic fracturing. Now, this is an issue because so far, only 6 states have started to ban this practice. 6 states. And that's happening because people are getting angry. Everyone in this room should get angry. People are making signs, grabbing their kids, going to the streets, protesting, contacting their local representatives, and letting them know that they are not happy. But why are they not happy? In this slide pictured on the left, there is a gas explosion. We're humans, mistakes are made, and sometimes accidents happen. That is a gas explosion where workers were injured, and that happens not frequently, but it does happen. Errors need to be accounted for. It's not a safe job. The second image is a woman holding water from her well that she is asked to drink. The government says it's clean. You're okay, it's healthy, drink that water. Although it is so clouded, it looks like it's full of dirt. But what is frack water? Frack water is the fluid that is ejected into the earth at sites of drilling. It is a combination of 1 to 7 million gallons of water and thousands of legally unnamed chemicals. Now, This chart can be a little misleading. It looks as if there's only, a little bit of chemicals for all that water. Well, think about it. 1 to 7 million gallons of water. That little bit of chemicals starts to add up. And the worst part, that water is left in the environment, in pits like that one, because companies are not legally responsible to clean up their mess. So that water is left to be evaporated or seeped into our groundwater for us to consume, according to popularresistance.org, access November 26th. Now, as I mentioned, companies are not legally responsible to clean up their mess. And that's a big issue, because to summarize this list, accessed on November 22nd from the AmericanPress.org, these acts ensure that our drinking water is safe, that we can feel comfortable drinking from our tap water. For example, the EPCR Act exempts companies from disclosing the chemicals that are used. That means they can put whatever they want in our earth. They don't have to tell us how much they're putting in there, where they're putting it, why they're putting it. We just know that they're putting stuff in there and it's not safe for us to drink it. Now, from the smartflora.edu website, out of the 344 known chemicals, 75% cause sensory organ irritation. That means that it affects the skin and the eyes. And the other 25 to 30% are carcinogenic or cancer-causing. Now, the other health effects include brain lesions, hair loss, and migraine headaches. And that doesn't only affect humans, that also affects animals in the environment and the farm animals, as this is all around America and we take a lot of issue, or we practice a lot of farming in this country. According to Inhabit.com, access November 20th, Duke University students studied Blacklick Creek and determined that it is dead. That means the 30-mile-long creek can no longer sustain life because it is so heavily polluted from nearby wells. Marine life, plant life, birds, nothing. Dead organisms are washing up on the shores of it every day, and students are starting to research that and get informed, like everyone in this room. And this isn't alone. This happens everywhere, all around the country, around sites that are being drilled. But what needs to be done? I'm a firm believer that knowledge is power. It's important to learn about an issue before something can be done about it. So I challenge you, talk about it. If you care about this issue, talk to your dad, talk to your mom, talk to your boyfriend. It doesn't matter, just talk about it. Get people to know about what is going on. This is your country. So challenge your peers. If you find someone who thinks that fracking is a good thing, that's fine, people have their own opinions. But challenge them. Do they really know their stuff? Ask them, what are the health effects? Where are we going to get our clean water in 10 years? It's important to know these things. Knowledge is power. Also, sign the petition. The first image that I showed you guys today was the water being lit on fire. Many of you may have seen that clip before, as it is a very popular clip. It's all over the news. It actually started from Gasland, the documentary, as people might hear known, as it won a Sundance Film Award in 2010, and it was directed by Josh Fox. He was just like all of you, an American who wanted to find out what was going on. So he started this website and the documentary itself. And as of the last time I updated this PowerPoint on November 5th, over 1 million Americans have signed that petition. Now that just shows that one person can make a difference. One person started this movement. And even if you just add your one number to the list, it adds up, as over 1 million people have signed this petition because they are just like you guys and they are concerned. Now, I told you about the issue, why hydraulic fracturing needs to be banned in America. The pros surrounding it, as it creates jobs and stimulates money, and all the negatives that seriously outweigh that. Now take a stand. You're all informed. Talk about it. Sign the petition. This is your earth. Take responsibility for it. Everyone in this room should remember the BP oil spill that happened a few years ago down south. It was all over the news. Everyone in this room knows how important that was, as millions of people and organisms were affected by this. You have the power to prevent that from happening again. This is your earth. Take responsibility for it. Thank you.